Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of the Football plus F1 Show. As today we're going to talk about yesterday's games from the Premier League and other competitions, and also we're going to talk about the Australian Grand Prix. But let's start with the Premier League, the football, as a huge day happened in the Premier League yesterday. Arsenal beat Brighton 1-0 and Manchester City dropped points to Nottingham Forest 2-2. Arsenal goes 7 points clear ahead of Manchester City, with Manchester City having a game in hand, and if they win that game, they'll go 4 points behind. Huge. It was a huge day for Arsenal. A huge win over Brighton. A grinding, well resilient, well compact, well organised, well structured win for Arsenal over Brighton, and it was a typical Arteta and Arsenal win, where in the first 15 minutes they were attacking and they scored a goal for Bukayo Saka. Good finish for him, 1-0, and then after that Arsenal shut up shop. They defended, they soaked up the pressure, they defended really well, they managed to grind out the win. They defended really well, and you have to say players like Gabriel, Timber were absolutely fantastic defensively. It was a great performance. It was a champions win, where you're not at your best, but you find a way to win. And they defend. Obviously, it wasn't a scintillating, crushing victory for Arsenal, but who cares? It's about winning at the end of the day, and they did. They did, despite they had some, I think, problems. I think Declan Rice was kind of exhausted after the Chelsea game, and he played 90 minutes in this game. And for them to come away with this game, with winning and extending their lead in the Premier League, you have to, hats off to them. They did really well. They did a great job in winning this game against the Brighton side, who were a good side. They're not an easy team to play against. They're a team that took 5 points off Manchester City, and they're not a team easy to play against. They always step up against the big teams, no matter what. So even if they're not in good form, they can step up against the big teams. They're a very good team, and for Arsenal to come away with 3 points after this game was huge. Considering Man City also dropped points, it was huge for Arsenal to come away with this win. Again, like I said, it wasn't a great performance from Arsenal. Sorry, it wasn't outstanding. People were complaining. Fabian Hurseler was complaining after the game about time wasting and Raya falling down 3 times. I mean, I know people don't like the dark cards and all that kind of stuff and diving from Arsenal, but if you're trying to win your first Premier League title after 22 years, you're going to do whatever it takes to win. And do you really think it's not a problem? By the way, I don't have any problems with Arsenal doing what they do. I don't have any problems, because football is about winning at the end of the day. It's not about how you win. Football is about winning. And if you can do whatever it takes to win, do it. If you can waste time, do it. If you can fake injuries, do it. If it's going to help you winning the title, do it. It's not like those things that Arsenal do cost them the title. It doesn't. It helps them. And you could see Arteta. He was loving it after the game. Loving it. He was saying, they boo us, they want to take us down. And if you see his press conference, you would see he was absolutely loving it. All the criticism on his son, he was like, yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. Sweat in my veins. And listen, because football is about winning every day. And of course, people will try to discredit Arsenal, because that's normal. The higher you rise, the sharper the knives. And football is about winning. And Arsenal are winning right now. And if they win this Premier League title, which they should, and they will deserve, they will deserve it, and they will, for sure be given massive credit, and they will deserve to win the Premier League. Doesn't matter, regardless of what other people say about the style of football. Football is about winning, and Arsenal are winning. And yeah, very good win for Arsenal, very important win. As for Manchester City, I mean, they absolutely, sorry to say this, but they absolutely shit the bed. I mean, like you're winning against Nottingham Forest at home. You were leading twice, And for you to come away dropping points against this game is disappointing. With the standards of Manchester City, it's disappointing. The 1-0 up with a goal, another goal from Semenyo, 1-0 up, and then the second half, you have to say Nottingham Forest, they deserve something from this game. Because they were playing really well. Even the first half when they were losing, they were creating chances, they were causing problems for Manchester City. They were doing really, really well. And then the second half, the start, they kept going. Even though when they were losing, they kept going. And they managed to get the goal, and they got the reward for it. And then they had to go behind 2-1 with a important goal from Rodri. It looked like a match-winning goal for Rodri. But then, even though there was 28 minutes to go, but then Elliot Anderson equalises, 2-2 draw, and a very good point for Nottingham Forest, considering they're fighting to stay in relegation. Very good point. As for Manchester City, a terrible point. They had to win this game to stay, be in the gap with Arsenal, even though they won against Brighton. They dropped points. I can't see this Arsenal team not winning the Premier League. I said it before. I backed them to win the Premier League. And having watched, I thought at the start of the season that City would win the Premier League, but when I saw their start for the season, I was like, really, is this a team that is good enough to win the Premier League? And they've struggled a lot of times away from home, especially the start of the season, and they struggled a lot, in the second halves. If you look at their record in second halves in the games this season, except Liverpool, they've not been great. They've not been great. It's almost like they've been switching off, except the Liverpool game when they made a great comeback. So, is that good enough when you usually don't step up in the second halves? Is that good enough to win the Premier League? No. Defensively, they look very, very shaky. You look at the 2 goals they conceded; they look very shaky. And it was one of the biggest problems. It's been one of the biggest problems that City have been facing this season. And they dropped points again. Obviously, there was a couple of penalty suggestions in this game where Haaland could have had a penalty. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. With the Matt Sales one, I'm not really sure if there was enough. If that was enough to warrant a penalty, in my opinion. You look at the second one where I think one of the Nottingham Forest players was stepping on Rodri on his feet. Maybe that could have been a penalty, but I think the VAR, I think the referee, it's not guaranteed to be a penalty, but I think the referee and VAR should have looked at the monitor and give the referee different angles to look at, because one angle doesn't reflect everything. So yeah, massive drop points for Manchester City. Very bad result, and I think it's going to be very difficult for City to win the Premier League now. This game they had to win this game, and they didn't do that. You look at also Arsenal City games coming up for the rest of the season. Arsenal have a lot of home games, and good home games, except the 3 away games where they have City away. They play who they play? West Ham away, which I expect them to win that game, even though West Ham are fighting for their lives. But so was West Ham. So West Ham are going to play Man City next one, and also Crystal Palace away on the final day, where Crystal Palace are going to have nothing to play for. I think the only 2 concerns, the only 2 games where I could say maybe Arsenal could drop points is West Ham away, Man City away. Other than that, I can't see Arsenal dropping points in other games. Everton at home, Bournemouth at home, Burnley at home. They should win them. And when you look at City games, they've got Chelsea away, tricky game, away at West Ham, fighting for relegation. Then they play Everton away. Then they play Bournemouth away. And then they play Aston Villa, who are trying to get Champions League football. City have more difficult fixtures than Arsenal, and Arsenal are leading the Premier League. Even if Arsenal beat Man City, I don't think that's going to be enough for City to win the Premier League. City are going to need a bit of luck, in my opinion. So, listen, we've seen it before where City can come back and do really well, but I can't see in this City side, I can't see in doing that. I can't see it. With this City side, I can't see it. I can't see it. It's difficult to say. So, because a great City side would never, in a title running, blow away, a lead against Nottingham Forest at home, when they were leading against West Ham, against Nottingham Forest twice, and you blew it. So I can't see this thing. And listen, Arsenal have been exceptional as well. I don't want to take anything away from Arsenal, because Arsenal have been exceptional this season, and they've been fantastic, and they deserve where they deserve in the position they are right now, and they're for sure in touching this. They're having a chance of winning 4 trophies. So they look the best team right now. They look more well drilled, more equipped to win the Premier League. Defensively, they look very, very strong as well. So yes, Man City might have more match winners and more attacking great players, but at the end of the day, attack wins games, defense wins titles, as Alex Ferguson once said before. And Arsenal fit in that. They can win games by attack. Gyökeres and Eze against Tottenham, but they could do well, especially in this kind of games against Brighton, Chelsea, defensively being very strong, very compact. So you have to give them a lot of credit. Let's look at the other games. West Ham with a huge win in the relegation battle, winning 1-0 against Fulham. They got 1 point behind Tottenham, and so has Nottingham Forest. Huge game for Tottenham today. They've got against Crystal Palace. Chelsea with a thumping win over Aston Villa. Very good win for Chelsea, considering they were 1-0 down, and then João Pedro absolutely ran the show. The guy's in an amazing run of form right now, absolutely on fire. He's in a great form, and what a player. A hat-trick, fantastic hat-trick for him. Cole Palmer was actually finally stepped up, and this time he scored in this game. Chelsea, it wasn't looking nervy for them at the start, where they were losing 1-0, and then they conceded 2-1, but it was disallowed by VAR. But then Chelsea, after that, they started to be better. They started to wake up, and after that, I thought they were the better team for the rest of the game. So you have to give them a lot of credit for Chelsea. I mean, for them to win 4-1 at Villa Park against Aston Villa, a good side. It's a great win, and for sure they deserve to win at Chelsea. So very good win, a very good, impressive performance, impressive result also from Liam Youssef, considering they had some difficult results against Leeds, Burnley, and against Arsenal as well. So huge win for them, as they go level points with Liverpool. They go above them, they go 5th, and they are 3 points behind Aston Villa and Manchester United, because also Manchester United lost 2-1 away from home against Newcastle. Carrick is unbeaten run as the Manchester United manager ends. Well into Newcastle, because considering they were down to 10 men, you think like, okay, United should go and win the game, but the crowd, the players, anyhow, they showed great fight, great spirit, and they did really, really well to win this game, and I think they deserve to win. I think, yes, United had some chances, but so is Newcastle. I think Newcastle, they fought a lot, and they were down to 10 men. You think like, okay, how are Newcastle going to go about it? They're going to respond. They get the lead from Gordon, but then they late equalised at half time from Casemiro, 1-1, and then this game could have gone either ways. United could have won it, Newcastle could have won it. It was quite even, I think. Both teams had chances, and it was quite even. But then Newcastle go on and win the game in the end. And despite they were down 10 men, and against Manchester United, they go and win the game, and with the winning goal from William Usula. Huge win for Newcastle, considering they've been having a difficult season in the Premier League this season. It's a very, very important win. They go, they're 12th still, but they are 5 points behind 7th place Brentford. So very important win if they want to qualify for Europe next season. Whereas Manchester United, a missed opportunity for them to go 6 points clear of Liverpool and Chelsea. So United finally lose a game under Michael Carrick. You look at other competitions as well. Real Sociedad go through to the final of the Copa del Rey after knocking out Athletic Bilbao, winning 1-0, and they are going to face Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey final for the 2026 Copa del Rey final, which, like I said, Atletico should win that, but who knows? Anything can happen in football. And finally, the Coppa Italia. Sorry. I saw something strange, but anyway. Lazio 2-2 with Atalanta. It was a game that went back and forth in the second half. Lazio were leading, and then Atalanta responded. Lazio were leading, and they got the lead again 87th minute, but then Atalanta responded very quickly after that. 2-2 draw, decent draw for Atalanta. I think they should go qualify for the final of the Coppa Italia, especially beating them at home in the second leg. Let's move on to Formula 1.